So I'm doing my first dental hygiene exam, and she starts asking a lot of questions like, do you have trouble sleeping at night? I'm like, well, yes, I have a lot of trouble sleeping at night. She's like, okay, do you have like really bad seasonal allergies? I'm like, how do you know all of these things to ask? And so we started going down the path of, this is also an Airway place. And when I was doing your exam, I noticed a couple of like the telltale signs that you have a little bit of restrictions in a couple of certain places. And then we kind of been off to the races since then. So we did a couple scans, and we were able to see that my throat was only 20% open from what it is supposed to be. And one of the other things that the problem was is that my tongue wasn't able to lift because I was tongue-tied. It wasn't able to lift, and the muscles weren't developed in the back part of my tongue, so that when I was sleeping, it would just fall and block my airway. So I would wake up every hour or two because I essentially would stop breathing. Not as serious as like someone who would need a CPAP machine, but something that was enough to keep me from having uninterrupted sleep. We were able to come up with a multi-step plan that started with fixing the deviated septum so that my nasal airway was able to get more air in correctly. We did a couple months of tongue physical therapy because the muscles just weren't there. So we did weeks of preparatory physical therapy so that when the tongue tie happened, I was able to start moving and working those muscles a little bit more efficiently. We re-examined and saw that while things were moving in the right direction, I was sleeping better, my airways were a little bit more open, the restriction was still in my throat. So we can fix all of this, but the stuff going through was still restricted. So the next step is to do the jaw surgery, where we just pull down and pull it out a little bit to give all of the pieces working together room to move. Something that her and I bonded over immediately is she and I are very into the data and the numbers, and she always had that, and she was able to be like, oh, if you're nervous, here's this book that describes all of like kind of the things you're going through. Here's the kind of breakdown of what it looks like and what it's going to look like. It was amazing to me that every doctor and every dentist that I've been at, I'm 38, in my entire life, has never even thought to mention any of these things. I think the thing that impressed me the most was the just very detailed thoroughness, and how it was things that she isn't even responsible for or like making money off of. It's like, she describes it as like, I'm the quarterback of this process. I will help you get through it all. And then when we're done with that, we can get to the teeth part later. And I have a couple sleep tracking apps for my watch and a blood oxygen sensor. And so I would track all of those things. And I was getting like some days 4 hours, some days 5 hours of sleep, 0 hours of deep sleep. And as each procedure progressed, now I can see that I'm getting 7-8 hours of sleep a night. You can see that the blood oxygen doesn't dip because I'm able to breathe through the night through all of the things that I've had. So the quality of life has for sure gone up.